All right, hello everyone. It's Mystic Juicer back with some more Yomi action, and we have Caralad versus snoc in Lum's Lucky Lottery Grand Finals. Caralad in winners, snoc coming from losers. This is a rematch of they have met previously in bracket. Caralad was in fact the person that put snoc into the losers bracket. So we've got a revenge match going on. snoc has struggled his way. Oh yeah, gotta let them know I'm all ready. So just a quick reprise of the rules. First fight of the set, you get a random roll. And then whoever loses, whoever lost the last match, gets to choose either to re-random themselves or re-random their opponent. So Caralad starting off with Argagarg, a character he apparently does not feel great about playing. And snoc getting his Love's Lucky Lottery tournament main Vendetta, who served him very well up until even in the last in the losers finals against MR. Nice. Arg getting in with these early throws. Snoc going for a slower throw there, trying to cash in some damage, expecting his opponent to be scared of a 2 attack. Caralad thinking, well, if you're not going to 2 me in the first combat reveal, you probably don't have the 2, so I can probably get in with a throw. The very mean thing about Argagarg is that opponents really have to be worried about attacking into Bubble Shield. So as a result, your pokes become very, very effective if they're trying to throw too much. And your throws open up a lot too, because it's kind of the option select to a block attack range is to play blocks or dodges, because you will never lose that combat reveal. And so you will get tossed by Argagarg a lot. So Caralad doing some dodging here, trying to get around perhaps some 2s or 3s. Picks up double ace. Argagarg does have a counter, so Vendetta's acrobatics is not as free a move in this matchup as it is in other matchups. And the raw wall dive suplex, that 11.0 speed throw, catching Caralad, does get the counter off on it, so it does not return to hand. So at least you only take the 12, assuming that is the only king in hand. See how Caralad responds. So with a low hand like this, snoc can safely assume that acrobatics can be turned on. So I think a 2 poke is very safe here. Even if it runs into blowfish spikes, you probably can acrobatics your way out of that. Okay, dodges the queen. Does he have another king? This seems likely if you've got a king. Okay, no, just regular throw. Caralad prevents just a little bit of damage, gets himself 2 new cards, gets himself back up to 7 cards in hand. So snoc still with a heavy resource advantage, 10 cards to 7. Ooh! Snoc looking for a throw there. I think given his hand size, I think the time of throwing for Caralad is probably behind him. And yeah, Caralad probably doesn't have enough to follow that 2 up with. Even if he has a queen or a jack, may choose to just pull some cards out of snoc's hand. Is working out a nice little life lead here. So doing well for himself. Snoc perhaps a little low on throws. He's thrown with 2 9s and a king, and we haven't seen anything else, so possible that he's going to have trouble with a... Oh, okay, no, has him. Just thinks that Caralad's going to be poking more. I like the play from Caralad so far, playing very patient. Not doing anything too crazy. He put in a throw fairly early on in the game, and after that has sort of crawled back into his hermit shell. Oh, you hate to see that kind of thing happen to a king throw. Caralad outspeeding that king with his 9. Yeah, no follow-up. Just takes the 8 damage throw and knockdown. Threat of ace-ace here. Potential threat of 2 cross-up. Oh my god, hits him with the nasty 3 cross-up. Will we see a face down? We will see a face down. Yeah, Caralad goes for it anyway, as the 1 joker has already disappeared. He hasn't gone that deep into his deck. But snoc had the 2nd joker. So nicely played on his part there. Block into with joker backup. Very safe and very likely to be a successful blue burst, as he has already spent the 1 joker. Ooh, his turn to put on the pressure. Responds with a kidney shot. 1 combo point starter here. And no face down. So what's snoc got? He can go for the maximum possible damage here. Okay. Just tacks on ace-ace. Probably either maybe doesn't have a 5 or a 6 attack. He's already spent 2 6s. So I'd put that in my read. 5s and 6s are essentially not in his hand. There's no reason you wouldn't tack on, I think, the additional 6. You've got a 9-card hand. Caralad powering up with 2. With 3 4s. A little low on dodges, but ooh, narrowly gets outsped by the 7th throw. Caralad now in a spot where he is he's not poking enough. I like the 7th throw idea. He's just powered up for aces, so the odds of a dodge are fairly high, or of a counter throw. And the 7th throw is going to beat almost anything except another 7. So not a bad idea. Unfortunately, gets the worst of that exchange. Snoc going in on the right time. Still, both jokers now gone for snoc. Low hand size. So he's got to count on there not being another counter in Caralad's hand if he wants to... Oof. Well, that's one way to counter blocks, so kudos there. Also could indicate a couple of things about Caralad's hand. A, he doesn't have other good throws. B, he has another 10. So if we have another 10, could see ace-ace come out here. Snoc is playing in such a way that it seems to indicate he does not have acrobatics, or does not trust acrobatics to be successful. Going for the blocks. Oh, the counter throw from snoc, once again successful. We see the face down from Caralad. Is snoc going to let him have it? It's gone about midway through his deck. 1 joker gone. Snoc deep in the think tank. He's going to go for it. Going for lethal. Do we have it? That's it. Wow, nice. I like this. The decision making. It turns out to be correct. Snoc taking all of the available time. And Snoc goes 1-0 in the set. It's the first set of Grand Finals. If Snoc wins the first set, he will get the bracket reset, and they will play another set, another first to four. Okay, Caralad rolls himself into the one of the strongest counters to Vendetta. Interesting little first exchange there. So Vendetta's 2 is going to outspeed pretty much anything that Grave wants to play turn 1, except for like single A or single queen. So that dodge might just be a test for those two options. Could also mean he doesn't have the 2 and he wants to deal with Grave's Jack, which does also recur against blocks. Okay, there we go. Caralad doing the first turn block, second turn queen, catches a king. Grave, of course, also has a counter, so acrobatics is not a free get out of jail card. So Grave has a lot of stuff that makes him really tough for Vendetta to deal with. He's got very, very strong blocks, so you do not want to be doing this a lot because it can just give Grave a ton of free fuel. And then his single ace becomes a devastating move. Okay, has another queen as well. That's brutal. So we've got the classic Grave mix-up. Like I'd say this is Grave mix-up B. Grave mix-up A is you block and you show them another block, and then you play the block. And that's your resource building play. This is an aggressive style play. You show them the queen, and then you either play the queen or you throw them. Or you block their gold burst, or maximum anarchy. So still gets a normal draw off of that. It's basically all upside. The only way for Vendetta to really get around that would be to dodge into a king of his own. And given that we've already seen one in the discard, not super likely that that was going to happen. So very, very safe play to just spend the queen there. Caralad up to 11 cards in hand. Ooh! Gutsy throw here from Snoc. We're going to see a face down. Yeah. Just in case of True Power of Storms. Just to discourage it in case it was super real. 3 ace supers are incredibly common. Very, very easy to come by. Especially for a character like Grave who can hit a 4-card straight. So Snoc should be working under the assumption that True Power of Storms is very real. Nice. Pokes out the throw attempt. Is going to be able to put a little bit of damage on. Okay, Caralad bluffs as well. Trying to get out of jail free. Snoc gets the knockdown, equalizes the life totals a little bit. Still essentially a 20-point difference. Okay, Martial Mastery. Tosses out a jack, fairly low value card. Okay, 2 2s, a jack, a king, 4 dodges, and a joker. So yeah, lots of tools for Snoc in this situation here. Only has the single block though, and does not have acrobatics. So those are 2 key aspects I would take out of it. I would know about that hand. Is that if you manage to throw that 9, your dodges become incredibly powerful. since there are only dodges and attacks in that hand. Except for the king. Again, 11 speed. And so hit confirm into True Power of Storms is maybe a little more difficult, but just raw True Power of Storms is... if it wins combat, it's guaranteed. Okay. It's not getting the better of that exchange. This is going to be dodge into king. And we do see a face down from Caralad. Interesting. So is that real? Okay, it just takes the king out of his hand. Does get to draw. Okay, so resource intensive turn, but he covers that a little bit with the blue burst, and does take a pretty valuable card out of snoc's hand there. That is now the third queen played. There are 2 aces known in hand. So snoc really does have to play in such a way that incorporates the potential of True Power of Storms into his decision making. Ooh, there it is. Unless he has picked up the acrobatics, and no. The raw True Power of Storms nearly taking Vendetta out of the game entirely. Just needs to close out with a little bit more damage. Honestly, like, as devastating as that move is, it's really hard. I find it really hard to play Grave. Wow. Okay, just had the 4th ace. Why not? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would. I would probably have a similar reaction, snoc. But yeah, that's the thing about True Power Storms. Like, it's so devastating if you hit with it, but it can be a real challenge to properly apply pressure when you have it. I don't know. I mean, other people definitely do it. I'm just particularly bad at playing Grave. It's part of the reason I stopped playing him. Otherwise, he's a super solid character. I really enjoy a lot of aspects of playing Grave, but the True Power of Storms dance is one that I am particularly weak at. It's very different from, for example, Midori or Troc with their supers, right? Because as soon as you have their supers online, your opponent has to deal with, every turn they have to deal with the fact they have to make a decision based on the super you have. Like, either you're going to throw them, in which case they have to attack you because they're dominant speed supers, dominant speed throws, or they're going to dodge your attack, in which case, you know, you should block or you should throw their dodge if you're feeling particularly frisky, or you should attack into their dodge and then gold burst. And I think I've just played that mix up like so long that I just can't deal with dominant speed attack supers as well. In any case, I think this is a very strong matchup for Vendetta. Very strong opener as well from snoc there, 2 into ace-ace. He has the 2. So this is going to be a game of don't let my 2 get poked out by aces. Don't go to range. And just basically win the neutral against BBB. Okay. Snoc with either no good throws or a little bit worried about going in with throws here. Still very standard. Basically the only tool that BBB has to control the neutral are his aces. So he has 0.2 speed double ace attack and a 1.4 speed single ace attack, both of which outspeed anything that snoc can reasonably play from neutral. The only thing that can contest singleton ace from Vendetta's side are his triple ace super, or if he has BBB knocked down, then his king attack will be 1.0 speed. Otherwise, BBB has his overdriven jack, which interrupt. It's got super armor essentially. But that's basically it. Snoc playing a very kind of face-up game right now. Basically poking with twos. As soon as he saw the power-up, he went for the dodge. I think one adjustment he might want to start making is disrespecting the obvious play on Caralad's part immediately after the power-up. He's respected it pretty much every time. I expect Caralad to start trying to take advantage of that. Okay, found himself another king. No counters in this game. So we have a fairly true mix-up here. Depends on whether Snoc thinks that Caralad has two aces, or if he thinks he's just got the one. If he thinks he has two, then he's got to put dodge somewhere in his range. He might still be on dodge or raw king. Like king throw, I should say. If he thinks he's just got the one, then he can potentially go in with just both sides of the king. King attack or king throw. If Caralad has a joker, I think waking up with an attack makes a lot of sense. Okay. Snoc still playing the obvious stuff. Hits him with another wall dive. Very, very, very strong game so far from Snoc. The only thing he's really got to worry about here is gold burst. Ooh, yeah, nice undercut. Doesn't want to risk the king exactly. And he can go for a cross-up attempt with that 2. 2 is very, very safe. And it's going to lead into good damage anyway. 22. 12 hit points remain. Wouldn't it be convenient for Snoc if he had a move that dealt 12 damage off of dodge? So definitely looking like Snoc's game to lose at this point. Okay, gets grabbed. Again, not the scariest thing in the world. Dodges with the 2, though. That would indicate that he probably does not have a ton of dodges in hand. To almost certainly want to keep those and dodge with anything else. Okay, Caralad playing block AA. Only really a king throw will get him back into this game, though. So as Snoc, I would just play around that. Okay. Picked up a 3. Still probably plenty of dodges left in the deck. Yeah, 4 10s still left. Tons of other dodges still left. He's got a 10-card hand. So it is definitely going to be difficult for Caralad to sneak his way back into this one. He will have to go to range to make that happen. Oh, and that is probably going to be it for game number 3. Very back and forth set so far. Snoc still maintaining his lead in the set. And there we go. Game number 3 is down. Snoc goes up to 1. Now, is Caralad going to stick as BBB, or is he going to... I would probably re-random myself if I was Caralad here. Ooh, here we go. Onimaru versus Vendetta. This is the matchup that convinced me to pick up Onimaru. I don't know if it's quite as good as that first experience I had with him, but Onimaru is definitely a character that can do a lot to oppress Vendetta. The fact that Vendetta has 75 hit points means that Onimaru's throws don't have to be pumped all that much to really, really hurt. He has the dominant speed throws, which is very handy. As Caralad said, the man of 1,000 reversals, so you never lack for DPs. 5 attack, very important tool in controlling not only neutral, but also the king mix-ups. So it's going to cover cross-up attempts and king throw. Ooh, going in a little hot, I think, right here is Caralad. Could just indicate that he's got, nothing but queens and 5s in his hand, and not much else. But if he doesn't, and he just played, he's smoke him if you got him kind of thing, this could leave him in a pretty precarious situation. Luckily for Onimaru, even single ace is fine here, as it will at least get rid of the Vendetta's king if he plays it either side. You do deal 1 damage and take 12, which is not ideal, certainly. But that's why you play a 90 hit point character against a 75 hit point character. Okay, nice block. It's not going in with the 2. Caralad gets the... well, it does beat all attacks, right? Unless you're playing against Onimaru. So technically true. Perhaps correct. Onimaru also has great follow-up off of dodge, although it is card intensive. So he can afford to dodge, 2s in neutral. Finds another 5. Okay, goes in with the pump. Just like that, we've made up life deficit. We've got our 20 hit point lead again. Hey, Master Blaster in the chat. Nice. Very excited to see Master Blaster back in action, joining some of the tournaments that have started recently. Got IYL 6 or 5? I think it might be 6. Can't remember. And the Balanced Clash, hosted by Vengeful Pickle, which is an interesting format. Trying to make the tournament so that all the matches played in the tournament are as close to even as possible. Ooh, goes in with a 10. Get that 10 dodged. It's going to be dodge into king. Snoc playing very, very defensively. Caralad not really indicating any sign that he's going for throws. And Snoc evening up the life totals. Every exchange between these two characters is going to hurt, though. Massive, massive damage each of them can put out. Snoc has not yet gone for raw king throw off of this mix-up before. So it's one of those things where Caralad has to be thinking, well, okay, but eventually you're going to do it, right? Okay, yeah, plays the relatively safe option of single A. Gets to attach One ace, yeah. The thing about Onimaru is that every one of his cards is so useful at doing a particular thing. You almost never have an opportunity to really power anything up to get more aces. So you kind of play them as you draw them, and then hope that the rest of your kit carries you. Ooh. A vicious 10 attack and no acrobatics on Snoc's part. Yeah, no face down to make Caralad think about it either. Snoc is at 40 or below. So there are a lot of moves that he's got to worry about. Tens, queens deal 25 right now, so there's just huge chunks of health that can be taken off of him. Yeah, it's not going well. Okay, you're not throwing, so I'm gonna stop trying to throw you. Playing lots of red cards. And go ahead and see if I can get in by hanging back and jumping around. Wow, okay, Caralad playing a jack as his jack is his face down. So he already has 2 jacks. He has only 1 jack in hand. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make exactly of that particular reveal. Snoc deep in the tank. Ooh, finally. Catches him with the throw. Okay, good bluff on Snoc's part. Just takes 8. Doesn't get knocked down. That's things could have been much, much worse. 2 pumps would have left him at lethal range from Jack or Queen. So scary situation for sure. Ooh, this could be it. He does have to have 3 kings to make this lethal, though, I think. 17 plus 15. Nope, he just needs the 1. Yeah, just needs the 1, and for there to be no joker. Do we have it? Yeah. So game 4, another back and forth match. Yep. Feels bad, man. Although he only went 18 cards into his deck, so yeah. While unfortunate, that makes a lot of sense considering. Ooh, okay, Snoc switching. Feeling comfortable against Onimaru. Okay, is rewarded. So this is a very difficult match for Onimaru to win. I like that particular detail about this matchup. I like that this is favored towards Quince, considering he's the Chancellor and Onimaru is the general of his armies. So the fact that he can whip him in a one-on-one fight is pretty sweet, very flavorful. And a lot of it comes down to the fact that Quince has that king that can really defang a lot of Onimaru's defensive tools. He has to play against King in the same way that any other character plays against King, and his payoff off of a successful throw is really not all that high. So unlike other characters who can like successfully navigate Quince, beat his king spin with a throw of their own, and then land into really good damage or set up a really powerful knockdown situation. Like Valerie is an example of character who can do both very, very easily. Onimaru just basically gets to win combat, and then he has to move on to the next play. It's not spinning that jack. How do I feel about that? if snoc has like just a beast of a hand, like if he's able to positive spin again, no, okay. I think I might probably have not done that. The one very, very scary thing about Oni is if he gets a hand size of, 11, 10, 11 cards, it can be very, very devastating. But snoc controlling the game relatively well here. He's a little resource hungry, but he's definitely getting some damage in. And so long as you keep winning combat, then that 12 card hand of your opponent really doesn't matter. Flagrant ankles. Quince is my favorite Duff and Puffin. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay, successful mix-up. Forcing Oni to play throws there. Hits him with another ace. Ooh. Do we have a 2? 2 would be a beautiful play here. Get a bit more fuel into Quince's hand. Yeah, I'm going to see another Patriot Mirror. Another Queen. Yeah, and Caralad just basically trying to, or at least I hope he's doing this. Yeah, okay. That's the thing. No, don't tell him what you're doing. He's not playing to win the spins. He's just playing to lose in the most economical fashion possible. So, Quince has to play 2 cards every time he attempts a spin attempt, and the Queen means that he has to not only do that, but he has to also play another card after he dodges in order to do any damage at all. So unless he's dodging into Ace, unless he's dodging into Queen, he's not really doing card efficient damage. Okay, so rescued by the 2 though. I would expect that unless something really drastically magical happens in terms of this pile construction, that Caralad's just going to give him whatever it is that is the most resource intensive. So the fewest amount of cards that demand the most amount of resources to successfully do. So I'm going to give, it's going to give him the ace and the 9. I think maybe I'm putting the ace and maybe not one of the face cards. Actually, yeah, maybe one of the face cards. Maybe the jack. This is fairly card efficient. You get the queen, 9 and something else. So you at least get the cards you need to fuel the queen. Okay, another 2. Another great pile reveal. Yeah, okay, yeah, there you go. That's pretty much what I expected the first one to be. So this is a bit more tricky to choose. And just like that, snoc is back up to 10 cards. 2 known aces, a known 9, a known jack. So lots of stuff to make Onimaru's life very difficult. Caralad doing some dodging of his own. Not a lot of resources spent compared to our Quincy boy here. Yeah, 3 3s, 2 2s. Still a lot of resources that snoc can convert into damage here. And snocking using this opportunity to just sit back, allow Caralad to waste some energy, get rid of some dodges out of his hand. Ooh! Goes for the 10 block a few too many times and gets punished for it. Very card efficient. Counter on Caralad's part here. Going for the big duff. And just like that is within 10 hit points of the Chancellor. Snoc probably a little throw pressured. The 3 3s in the discard already. He's only got the 4s as another dedicated normal dodge. So now we're at the stage of the game where everybody's terrified to throw because both of these characters are incredible at punishing throws. Both of them have very large hand sizes, so dodges are very strong as well. They have good stuff to dodge into. Okay, Snoc gets the better of it. He gets to exert the strength of his mix-up here. Has the cards to support a Patriot Mirror, potentially. Yeah, and elects to go for it. No 7s yet spent on Onimaru's side. Ooh, successfully navigates the mix-up. Very nice. Snoc gets to choose if he wants to give them both a card. Okay. Chooses to do so. Caralad at 14 cards, so he is going to have to discard down. Okay, tosses 2 5s. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Snoc very likely in a position where he can start just playing ace in as his only neutral attack. Okay, tosses a queen as well, yeah. Queens are definitely they rapidly become the least valuable face card in Onimaru's arsenal as we get into the late game, because all of his face cards, all of his other face cards are very slow, but they start to be backed up by final authority in the late game. So they're essentially as fast as queens, but they have higher damage output. So hence why you probably want to spend your queens just in the early game, just to navigate card efficiently through your opponent's play, punish any greed on their part as a damage efficient and card efficient poke. There we go. Caralad going for the oh, I've got an advantage state. I'm going to immediately punish it because you've been respecting it a lot, so you're eventually not going to respect it anymore. And Snoc, luckily, continues to play in a very conservative style. Fear will keep you safe. Although fear can also lead to your demise in this game if your opponent correctly capitalizes on what you're afraid of. So we have a known... Oh, no. No, he's got 2 aces in the discard, so he does not have a fully pumped or juiced Consent of the Governed. But he is definitely in a good position in this particular turn. He revealed a jack. Yeah. Okay. Tricky mix-up to navigate here. Probably backed by Joker, you play an attack of some kind. It's going to keep you safe from most blow-ups. Yeah, there we go. Snoc spins it around. He's getting into a situation where he's low on cards again, so expect this to be a real Joker. Yeah, Snoc goes for it anyway. Luckily does not commit anything of real value, just another throw. How we doing on throws? Okay, no real valuable throws yet spent. All 4 6s are in the discard, so Quince does not have his even odd mix-up. No 7s yet spent on Onimaru's side. Ooh, the Wake Up 8. Expect this to be fully pumped. Yeah, so essentially kings are now entirely off of the table for Caralad. We've got 3 in the discard, so they're essentially a very bad queen. So he's going to have to get maximum value out of his jacks. So hopefully those jacks are not, bottom of his deck. Snoc doing a really good job of navigating the neutral in this matchup. Very slow, grindy game, but neither player getting really showing signs of impatience here. How many dodges have we seen? Wow, not a lot of dodges spent on Caralad's side. That's really good for him. It's very, very scary to play attacks. Ooh! Caralad trying to chase a block. Gets knocked to the floor by Singleton Ace. 28 hit points remain. We have a known ace still in Snoc's hand. And if I'm Caralad, I'm probably putting, well, again, so long as he has the out of a Joker-backed Final Authority, it's hard not to take it. This could be a situation where he goes for throw. Oh my god! The hugest call-out of all time. Crushing that 10. Snoc desperately trying to unattach that, what is it called? Yeah, clockwork formation, and getting punished for it. Does manage to blue burst the 10 damage follow-up, so keeps himself out of lethal range of that. Seeing all 4 10s, 3 8s. So 7s and 9s, essentially, the only throws that Caralad now has. Now, luckily, those are very good throws. Ooh, gets the dodge off. Snoc, I hope you have another Joker. Wow, and just plays the king. So gets the free 15 damage at least. Okay, prevents the king. So 28 hit points is a nice hit point total to be at, in the sense that Onimaru deals damage in like 20 damage increments. Especially now with Clockwork Formation gone. The only way he has of dealing huge damage is off of double jack. Double ace as well is an option. He's only played a single ace so far. If I'm Caralad, I'm probably giving the 3 and the queen. Jack is just such a safe combat reveal. You don't really want to give your opponent the opportunity to have that in the late game. Because anytime they get a jack spin and they just play the jack, they are 100% not taking damage that turn. So you want to make sure that there are as few turns as possible where your opponent is guaranteed to at worst tie. Ooh, Snoc undercuts the 8, the last remaining 8. Caralad just not finding the 7s he needs, maybe? Okay, did have another Joker, so doesn't die. He is at 21 hit points, though. That is definitely within lethal range for the Chancellor. Do we have another positive spin? Yes, we have another king. Okay, here we go. Here are where all these 7s have been hoarded for the opportunity to deal with this king. So Snoc has 2 very safe avenues here. He can play the king, and the worst thing that happens is he takes 15 damage from the 7th throw. Ooh! Or he can get hit with 20 damage, but he's still not dead. He's in a bit of a dicey situation for sure. But he is not dead here. Only 8 hit points remain, though. Definitely a scary spot to be. That was 2 9s played. There is a potential 5 still remaining. Nice block from Snoc. Does not get hanged by playing a reversal or an attack there. Very tempting. Ooh, powering up with kings. Okay, trying to set up a perfect combat here. So raw ace, dodge into ace. Lots of scary stuff. Does Caralad have the stones to go for 7 throw here? I think this is probably a... Oh wow, he actually did. Okay, I thought that for sure because of the use of the 9 that he was going for something. Oh, doesn't have lethal. Oh god. Oh god, that's horrifying. Okay, has the king. I thought for sure it was a setup for Final Authority. Like, why would you spend the 9 there? But I guess I can't remember exactly what the exchange was. Yeah, 9 of clubs. He had a ton of clubs in the discard, so that might have been the only option he had. And here it is. Oh, gets caught with the 7 throw. There's no way out. And Caralad takes the lead in the set for the first time. Both other 9s, gross. Yeah. All right. Snoc gets an opportunity here. What is he going to do? Caralad is on set point. Needs one more. Yeah, needs one more win. And then he will take this tournament. If Snoc wins 2 more, he will reset for the opportunity to take the championship. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, God. Well, you hate to see that kind of thing happen to a man. What a marvelous day. All right, well, this is a pretty bad matchup for Quince. He is, after all, facing the strongest character in the game. It's essentially a grappler versus grappler match. And Troc has the speed advantage, which is definitely not a situation you want to be in as any other character. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. I've got to beat this opponent basically with huge duffs, but he's also faster than I am, and his stuff hits harder. Okay, Caralad just going for the slow stuff. It's funny. You can really see, I think, the difference between when somebody is playing a character they're comfortable with versus a character that they kind of know, right? Because they're a good player. So, like, I think this is the first match in the set where we've seen Caralad really like play block, turn 1 and turn 2. And that's something you do if you just know a character, you know a matchup. That's a signal that you're not afraid of your opponent and what they could possibly do in their opening turns. Okay, Snoc making moves. Finds a throw with a 5 attack. Quince can definitely dish out the damage. Okay, does not have a 6 or 7 that he wants to tack on there. Does have a jack, though. 11 cards here. As Troc, you kind of do need to respect the jack. Yeah. Well, you need to respect both sides of the mix-up, basically. You can't just sit back and block for free. Nice damage here from Quince. Keeps the jack spin going. Keeps himself at 9 cards in hand. Good spot to be in. All right, successful jack. Does not get to draw off of that, though, which is very good for Caralad. Okay, uses a 10 to knock him down. Interesting. Low amounts, like he has, what, 7s? Doesn't have any 8s or 9s for sure. Does not have queen, which you would expect to be played there, over a 10. Okay, gets the jack and the 7. So good damage cards for sure. It has knockdown and kingspin, so this is a nice setup for him here. Maybe see a king from Caralad? No, okay, goes for the queen. The reason I was somewhat expecting king is that we've already seen 3 5s and a 6 show up. So I think the 7 was to try to defeat a king there from snoc. I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I like the fact that snoc's not afraid of going for blocks here. He's still keeping Caralad on a single attached block. So the longer you can go without having Beast Unleashed active is definitely to your advantage. Okay, does get to activate Patriot Mirror, or he could choose to go for positive spin here. He still has that king. I believe he still has the jack, so he can go for either one. Okay, goes for jack, just for safety. I think that probably means he does not have a joker, perhaps. I would expect with joker in hand, you would try to go for a king mix-up just to make the possibility of your opponent playing Beast Unleashed that much more likely. Nice, blocks his way up. Does not want to give anything away for free. Still with essentially a 20 hit point life lead here. We are solidly in the mid game. Everybody's hands are huge. Troc is huge. Lots of resources potentially in play. Every exchange is going to be maximized for as much damage as it can be. There's that king. Jack defeats it though, deals a nice 9 points of damage there. 30 hit point life lead. Gets the positive spin, shows the king. No real indication yet from Caralad that he has the 3 aces he needs. Although, again, just like Grave, Silent Triple Ace Super is very, very, very real with Troc. Okay, 5-6 Jack, yeah, just finding those big normals he wants. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough pile to split for sure. Very tough pile to split. So you put the 3 with, like, you want to keep the 5 and 6 together, but if you put the 3 with a face guard, then pretty much always going to give you the 3 in the face card. Nice. Snoc doesn't get to draw a card, but again, he's got a 10 card hand. Getting the successful dodge and combat win is absolutely the important part here. Okay, just goes for the knockdown, knows the Joker's probably real. It's one Joker gone. Both Jokers still in play for Quince. There we go. Caralad starts powering up. I'm going to play Beast Unleashed or Ace games here. Snoc just has to be correct or choose to take 20. So a strong likelihood that Snoc wants to go for a cross-up of some kind. That's going to keep him safe from Beast Unleashed. So I would expect Caralad to go for a queen or something like that. Yeah, there we go. Hits him with the ace-ace. Got a fairly large hand size, so he could just power up and do that again if he wanted to. Evens up the life totals quite nicely. But if he doesn't pick those aces up, or at least one of those aces up, this is going to give Snoc an opportunity to feel a little bit more comfortable about where he is in this matchup. Again, he does not need to worry about Beast Unleashed. He can just play around all the other devastating tools that Troc has. Wow, these two truths have been pretty nasty. Yeah, this is a tough one for sure. Okay, finally sets up a pile that Caralad is like, no, I will definitely give you 3 cards in exchange for not seeing that ace and that jack, which I think makes sense. Still, Snoc definitely came away with a fairly good exchange there. All right, yeah, that's fine. That's not a combat loss that Snoc should feel bad about. Taking 7 is totally fine. Caralad probably doesn't have queens in hand, because he would have seen queen come out, I think, before the ace-ace would be played there, and you definitely see the queen come out before the jack comes out there. Oh, he just has a handful of jacks, though. 7 damage at a time. But again, probably the lowest damage payoff card that Caralad can play at this point. Cold Comfort to Snoc, who just lost 2 very valuable cards. Okay, puts 2 aces in his hand. Not sure if it's known fully powered up consent, but fairly likely. We have 1 ace in the discard there. Very even life totals. No danger of Snoc getting Beast Unleashed. Nice, finally duffs a king. Big throw. Okay, just takes the knockdown. Gonna go for the spin here. Show him the king. Yeah, shows him the king. Arguably the easiest mix-up for... yeah, I don't know about these callouts to throw, honestly. I think I prefer calling out attacks, usually against on king spins, but maybe that's fine. Nice. Gets the successful dodge, gets the draw off the spin. Face down, but we'll probably take this with an ace. Oh, bad luck on Snoc's part. Still, that is all the jokers now gone. 3 queens gone, 3 jacks gone, 2 kings gone. But now we've got Beast Unleashed online. So he can get Beast Unleashed for lethal, or you can get hit twice with ace-ace. and then it's pretty much curtains. So ace-ace twice, and some random combat win. Drock very good at randomly winning combat. Ooh! Plays into the raw beast unleashed, is rewarded for it, gets the knockdown. It's safe plays all the way down from here on out. That's 3 queens gone now. Drock slowly running out of reversals. How many dodges are left, though? That's the question for snoc. Are we going to see a block from Caralad? I think block is his safest play here. Snoc continuing to get the combat wins, but is he out of juice? The normal throw there. Does not engender a huge amount of confidence. Okay, flagstone tax again on throws. What's the exchange going to be? Beast Unleashed is confirmed. Ooh, grabs him with the Rock King. The guts in Snoc's play right now. And he finds it. He finds lethal. Oh my god. Nicely done on Snoc's part. Beautifully done. Now, unfortunately, he's got to play a random character against Drock. Yeah. Gwyn's timer is hard. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Set point. Ooh. And the lottery definitely making it hard for snoc in this final game. Manelker versus Drock. And that's the way it starts. This is going to be a very tough game for sure. Yeah, throw into 15 against a character with 75 or 70 hit points. Grapplers, very strong characters against Manelker. Because pressuring Manelker's hand is one of the ways to play the safest around this character. I think we see a face card from Caralad here. I was expecting a queen, but yeah, king does it very well as well. 40 hit points remain. This is going to be a real challenge, for sure. 8-card Manelker is simply not that scary, and snoc is just throwing as much as he can, perhaps not recognizing the fact that Caralad does not need to play for the late game. Does not need to worry about black kings or black queens here. Just needs to throw Manelker like 5 times. Oh, king coming in slightly too late. Caralad applying the brakes, saying, you're at 30 hit points. Getting ace-ace would be pretty good here. No need for me to go crazy. Silent AA is going to be very difficult for Manelker to deal with. It's going to beat everything except black queen. And very difficult to punish AA as Manelker. He's in a spot now where he's at low health, but he doesn't have the hand size he needs to beat a 93 hit point Drock. So, yeah, this is almost certain to be over, unfortunately. Yeah, 19 hit points. 12 hit points remain. If snoc comes back from this, it's going to be the most incredible comeback I've ever seen. Hey, that's how it starts, though. 7th row catches the dodge. Oh my god. 2 jokers in hand. I mean, you pretty much have to get rid of one of them. Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, never give up, never surrender, but my god, that's a discouraging hand to see. Ugh. I mean, you've got to take a joker. Like, there's literally no game. You cannot win this game if you don't take the joker out of his hand. Yeah. Do we have a blackjack? That'd be nice too. Okay, yeah. Find a little bit of damage, that's fine. He is standing. He does have another dodge. He's got Jack, Queen, and a joker. So the only lose to normal throw. Hey! That's the queen out of his hand. Good stuff there. Yep, that is the correct queen. Yeah, take the joker. Excellent. There we go. Making it happen. So we've got 3, 5, 10 jack, 2 mystery cards. $12 hit points and a dream right now for snoc. Caralad digging for another dodge, another face card. King would be really ideal right now. That was a fast play. Maybe he just played fast to put snoc's hair on end. And that's going to be it. Yeah, joker. Nope. And that's the ball game. Unfortunate for snoc there. Yeah. Well played on both of their parts, though. Very, very close set. Congratulations to Caralad for taking the set and the tournament. Champion of Lum's Lucky Lottery. I think, unfortunately, snoc made an error of keeping Caralad on Onimaru. That was probably a mistake. He did have potentially a a very good matchup with Quince, but narrowly lost that one. So I mean, it was very close. It was very, very close. Caralad getting Troc in the last 2 sets is really, really rough. So unfortunate on that count for snoc. Still very well played. Congratulations to snoc for 2nd place in the tournament. And thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. And yeah, love this format. So really glad I got to cast at least the last 2 matches in the tournament. Stay tuned. We got 2 more tournaments that are spinning up. So we've got IYL coming back again. And then also the balanced matchup tournament, which will be interesting. So until next time, enjoy yourself. Some Yomi. Cheers.